and welcome back to my channel and welcome back to another After Hours TBR. This is where I use the After Hours TBR game to work out what I'm going to read for the month. The links to everything is down below if you would also like to play, because this is an interactive online game that you can play. Another shout out to Kieran for making it. July. I'm going on holiday. 𝚘𝚘𝚎 by Pierce Brown is coming out. There are books that I want to read specifically. Jane Austen July is happening on my Discord, so I have other Jane Austen books that I want to read, and it's going to be a mess. It just is, because I have not filmed properly in ages. I only really got back into editing when it came to the big Pride and Prejudice vlog. I feel like I've just not been sentient enough to make content recently, so now we're playing like reset basically. So I will say that there is the Lunar Library book club pick for July that I plan on reading, but I can't tell you what it is yet because some people haven't had theirs arrive yet, so I don't want to spoil it for anyone, but that book is already on my TBR. This is a little bit spoilery, but there are some Pride and Prejudice retellings which did not quite make it onto my TBR. Pride and Premeditation and Scent and Second Degree Murder, as well as Pride, to go on my TBR. As I said, 𝚘𝚘𝚎 by Pierce Brown is coming out, so I need to read Iron Gold and Dark Age before it does. I'm so hyped for these, and I burnt through the first three, so even though these are chunkers, I'm not too worried that I will get to them. And then because I'm going on holiday, I'm actually going with family. We are doing a family buddy read of So Happy For You, because this came out last year. This is a thriller set over a wedding. I gained a sister-in-law last summer, and my mum used to work in the wedding industry, so the three of us are going to be reading this thriller whilst we're on holiday, and I'm really excited to see what we think of it. But as for the rest of the TBR, I have kind of already done my prompts, so I can see in front of me what it is I'm planning on reading this month, but I will switch back over to the game so you can see what I landed on. Okay, so let's see how we get on. So, okay, literary contemporary is fine. Avoiding historical fiction because I want to get my modern retellings and high fantasy on there, but I think I can also like do it for sci-fi as well. I might also be able to get it in with a romance, so let's click on that one. There's a gothic, there's two romances, okay, cool. I want to get as many of those books that are kind of already on my TBR as possible. I need to be reading more non-fiction, but I am not in the mood for it this month, so I'm going nowhere near those ones. Horror we can squeeze on because I enjoy it, and a gothic. Okay, there are a lot more prompts popping up this time than have been on previous months. I might be able to make a TBR with the first one. Thriller, mystery, yeah, go on. I'll treat myself. Is that just a dead end? That's just around a room. I don't think I've been in that room before. Okay, let's keep going. I never know how to fill silence with this, especially when I'm just like running around. Okay, there's another literary contemporary. Might be able to get some modern books in there. Where are my sci-fis and fantasies? That's my question. Oh, okay, it was the humble brag. The thing's coming in because it's a humble brag. There's nothing in that room. Where are my sci-fis and fantasies? I really thought I was going to do it that time. I was like, I picked up so many prompts early doors. No. Okay, right, let's aim exclusively for fantasy this time. Fantasy and sci-fi, so I can get Iron Gold, because I really want to read 𝚘𝚘𝚎. I haven't got it yet, but I should be getting it soon. It's another romance and contemporary. It's another horror, which I nearly got by accident. Where are my fantasies? Where are my fantasies and sci-fis? That's my question. Look at me, moving it through speed. It does mean that I'm not paying attention as thoroughly as I could be. It's all historical fiction, middle grade, I'm not really in the mood for. Just skim straight past that one. Another horror and gothic. See, I feel like if it weren't for the fact... Go on, one more. If it weren't for the fact that I actively... Oh, there it is. Okay, how do I get in there? How do I get in there? I have no idea. Oh no! That's... I can see it, but I've got no idea how I'm supposed to get there. Because this one goes back this way. God damn it! How do I get over there? Let's see if I can get all the way around in time to get that fantasy. I just need one. If I can get Iron Gold on my TBR, that will be a start. No, don't you dare. Don't you dare. Okay, right, that's one. Okay. Oh! I was panicking for nothing. Okay, so we've got literary / contemporary, something edible on the cover. Yes, exactly what I needed. Romance, red cover. Yes, exactly what I needed. A booktube favourite romance. Easy. Gothic fiction, random page generator. I have not had this prompt come up in 100 years, so that's fine. I have recently updated my own TBR onto Goodreads, so that made my life a lot easier. Horror, disabled author rep. Interesting. Shouldn't be too difficult, should be doable. Gothic fiction, titular character in the title. Again, shouldn't be too difficult. Thriller, LGBT author. Poll pick for another contemporary or literary. A steamy gothic. Love that. Actually, that's kind of perfect. That is kind of perfect. And then fantasy, a short read. So the one fantasy and sci-fi I picked is not iron. It's not going to be Iron Gold, because have you seen the size of that thing? Look me in the eye and tell me that's a short read. So they're just going on the TBR then. That's fine. We'll make do. We'll make do. Okay, I'm gonna go put this TBR together and I will see you back again in a bit. So as you can see, quite a few books that I didn't manage to squeeze on because the prompts just didn't come up. More books to go on the TBR. Let's start with the Romance, a booktube favourite. Now this book has only just come out, but I will be reading Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood, because Ali Hazelwood is a booktube favourite, and apparently this book is just stunning. I adored The Love Hypothesis. I really enjoyed Love on the Brain. I've been told that I will adore this as well, so this is going on my TBR for July. Then we have Romance, a red cover, where I did manage to squeeze on one of my Pride and Prejudice retellings, so I love that for me. And then we also had a contemporary, something edible on the cover, and because these are modern sets, I'm counting it as a contemporary, even though it is technically still a romance. It's a contemporary romance. This has little pots and pans and food on, and plus the word recipe. So that duology will be going on my TBR for July. And I am going to read all my Pride and Prejudice books. They're my priority, followed swiftly by Iron Gold, and then everything else. Everything else being the things I'm going to start listing now. So for fantasy and sci-fi, a short read, I'm going for Terry Pratchett's The Last Hero. I was in the process of reading the entire Rincewind series, and I have one book left of that series that isn't this one. This is a little novella that's kind of tucked in just before the final book of that mini series, and they don't have a canvas hardback, but they do have a really beautifully illustrated paperback, so I will probably take this on the plane with me when I fly out on holiday, because it will be a nice easy read for a very short flight. Then we had Gothic Steamy. I don't know if this is going to be steamy. I have not heard one way or the other if it is, but I have been told that it's very similar to Mexican Gothic, which was steamy. And again, it feels like it feels a Spanish vibe, going on a Spanish holiday. It just works, and I've been meaning to read this one forever. Then we had literary or contemporary, a poll pick. Now at time of recording, I don't know which book is going to be picked, but I'm going to show you which books I have picked and why I've picked them. We have This Time Will Be Different by Misa Segura. I picked this one because I can't remember what the synopsis of this is, so it's time to read it if I haven't already. We have She Drives Me Crazy, which is a sapphic romance that I've been hearing really great things about. We have Yoke, which was gifted to me by my sister-in-law, so it makes sense to take it on the holiday that I'm going on with my sister-in-law. And then Rapunzel, or Do Not Touch My Hair by Emma McLeod, which again is just one of my newest contemporaries that I've bought, so I thought it would make for a really interesting poll. They're all very, very different. They are either sapphic, BIPOC, or both, so it should be interesting. It should be really interesting. But yeah, I don't know which one of these I'm going to pick, or which one will be picked for me, but I will leave a little thing in the description down below when it has been picked. Then we had Thriller LGBT. I think this is more of a sci-fi dystopia, but it has thriller themes, so I'm going with The Echo Wife by Sarah Gailey. I have really enjoyed the books by Sarah Gailey that I've read before, such as Upright Women Wanted, and there was another one that was like a short story that I read, but I can't remember off the top of my head what it was. But I've also got Just Like Home somewhere that I would also like to read. But The Echo Wife is basically about cloning and has thriller vibes, so intrigued. Plus a nice short read, which was the prompt. Sci-fi short read, tick. Then we had Gothic with the titular character in the title, which is what makes it a titular character, and I've gone with The Intoxicating Mr. Lavelle. I cannot remember if this is actually the sequel or not, or if I bought this because I really wanted to pick up the sequel, but I have had this for nearly 3 years now, and I have not picked it up once. I know that it's going to be a more historical Gothic and very much a Renaissance scandalous book. I'm intrigued, but I don't remember enough about it, so I need to get to it soon. Now, I've bent the rules a little bit for horror disabled author, and I've gone with The Whispering Dark, which is more of a gothic romance than it is a horror, but the main character is deaf and the author is own voices. So, or it's an own voices deaf story. So it counts for the disability part, which I prioritised over the gothic part, over the horror part. But I feel like gothic is close enough that you'll just allow it, right? And this is the Ellie McRae copy, which is why it's all pretty. And then the final prompt was Gothic number generator, and I landed on 265. I've rounded up to 272, and I'm going to be taking another crack at certain dark things. I got to page, I've not even taken the bookmark out because I got to page 86 last time. I take forever to read 𝚘𝚘𝚎 Garcia, and considering this is Mexican vampires, I am struggling with this one a little bit, but I'm hoping that with it being summer and spooky, and if I'm reading with a hacienda, I will really enjoy it and I'll be more in the mood for it. Because I was kind of like that with Beautiful Ones as well, where at the start I was like, this writing style is so slow, it's so decadent, I take my time and then I prioritise other things over this even though I am enjoying it. This one I'm struggling with more because I'm not enjoying it as much as the others, but that could also be because I just wasn't in the mood for vampires at the time. So it's got, what I'm saying is it's got nothing to do with the book. There's nothing wrong with the book. I am the problem. Hey, it's me. I'm the problem, it's me, as Taylor once said. Anyway, yeah, so that's that one. A decent sized TBR, not unmanageable, but decent sized. Let me know in the comments down below, which book do you think I should start with? I have kind of started with the vloggy ones, but I'm not going to tell you which one. But feel free to let me know which ones after those ones you think I should prioritise. What is a book you're really excited to read in July? And if you just want to let me know that you were here, feel free to leave something sunshiny and happy as an emoji down below. Treat yourself to something from Waypoint because it supports me and my content, and most importantly, have a nice day.